Hey guys, this is Anthony Fritchley, known as Anthony Fritchley 2003 on my YouTube channel here. And this is going to be a very special one for a third time actually. Well, like this time I'm not going to show you what I did this time. This is going to be a very special homemade DVD update because there's something I got to tell you first, you guys, before I will show you these DVDs right here. Well, when I made these homemade DVDs recently, I just burned it onto a disc, and they're actually taken from those regular retail original DVDs. Then besides the fan-made homemade DVD by themselves, like I do make homemade DVDs by myself, my own homemade DVDs. Besides those retail regular DVDs. Yeah, I usually use my DVD recorder to make those and make my own versions of my homemade DVDs with my Ubi logos or Connect channel, whatever that is. So yeah. But here are the DVDs I want to show you. Those are made that I downloaded off from Internet Archive, and which is ISO files. Here they are. I have it right there. First, I have 2 copies of Meet Pingu, and most of the rest of them are the old Thomas DVDs. I want to show you. Start with this one I made. Actually, I do have Meet Pingu on DVD, which that was a 2011 reprint that came with a double-sided disc along with On Thin Ice, which is a 2-disc set with 4 video things that came with a DVD, which contains On Thin Ice, Meet Pingu, Chilling with Pingu, and South Pole Adventures. I think that came with the. I do have it actually. I have 2 copies of Meet Pingu. Now I have all 3 copies of Meet Pingu. This is 2 homemade copies of Meet Pingu, and here's another copy of this. This one is the double layer disc, and the other is the DVD minus R disc. This is a DVD plus R double layer disc, and it plays like a original real thing, like the retail DVD. And I just downloaded it all from Internet Archive, and it was on Internet Archive, and yes, they do have DVD files online, but it's on Internet Archive. And I do know that someone did upload most of the Booba DVD files on Internet Archive as well, except Building Blocks. All except Building Blocks. So yeah. So I might make a new copy of that. So yeah, this is my homemade copy of Meet Pingu. And here, I'm going to show you all the Thomas DVDs I want to show you that I made, which I'll have the same stuff as the original contents. So yeah. And yes, they do have the same contents like the retail DVDs. So yeah, start with, I have all the Thomas DVDs. I like 4. Yeah, I actually have 4 Thomas DVDs. So ones I don't really have actually. I remember the last time I showed you that I did show you Best of Percy and Best of James in the last update video. Let's start with this one first. This is actually Thomas and Friends Races, Rescues, and Runaways, and other Thomas adventures. Yes, I finally owned this DVD. I don't think I ever did own it actually. I'm not sure if I used to have it a long time ago, but I do remember I used to have Percy's Chocolate Crunch though. This is actually a 2000. This content is actually from 2002, but I burned it. Said this year, and it was actually downloaded off from Internet Archive, and that's with ISO file. I just burned a disc by myself using from an ISO file, which that was from Internet Archive. I just downloaded that. That was taken from. That DVD file was taken from that DVD full rip from Internet Archive, and it has the same stuff as the original 2002 DVD. I don't have the actual original print. I might get I only have my homemade copy itself, and this is the double layer disc. But yeah, and it plays like a real thing, like a retail DVD. But it is a DVD, since it is a DVD plus our double layer disc. So yeah. and it did work when it burned. Yeah, yeah. Really happy to have this DVD. Really glad to have this. Next, here's Make Someone Happy. This is actually a real deal 2002 DVD, but it was actually this is my homemade reprint copy of my homemade copy of the 2002 DVD, and it has the same content as the 2002 DVD from Anchor Bay and Gull Lane. Same thing as that one. Yep. It has already been burned onto the disc. Yeah, it doesn't look completely full because I think it's because it was probably a less than an hour full disc, because it was actually like a 30-minute DVD. So I'm not sure, but yep, this is the disc as you can see. Yep, that's this DVD. Next, Salty Secrets. I remember I did watch it from my video file that was saved from a VHS tape that I downloaded all from online, but I did watch Salty Secrets on that. Yeah, but I didn't own that Salty Secrets on VHS. But now I finally own it on the real DVD. Oh yeah, in case you're wondering, I do have Make Someone Happy that was on my VHS recording that was taken from a regular VHS. I remember I used to have Make Someone Happy on VHS, but I just borrowed from my friend Aaron's, including including with 10 Years of Thomas, which I do have 10 Years of Thomas on DVD. So yeah. Yep, finally have Salty Secrets on DVD. I don't think I ever did own Salty Secrets when I was a kid. I don't think I ever did. So yeah. But I finally got Salty Secrets on DVD, and this is a first Thomas DVD, Salty first appearance actually. The first Thomas DVD that uses the 2002 episodes uses season 6 Thomas episodes. I think all the Thomas DVDs I burned were all Alec Baldwin. I didn't use George Carlin or anything. All Thomas DVDs I burned were actually all narrated by Alec Baldwin. So yeah. And Races, Rescues, and Runaways was the second Alec Baldwin DVD ever made. The first Thomas DVD from Alec Baldwin, I believe, was Cranky Bugs, which I do have that DVD, which is besides a homemade DVD. And here's the last DVD I want to show you. Is Thomas and Friends Percy's Chocolate Crunch. I used to have the original copy of Percy's Chocolate Crunch, but I didn't have it anymore. I didn't have it a long time ago. I believe since 2014. But now I finally own this again. Thanks for me making that DVD copy. Now I finally got Percy's Chocolate Crunch on DVD. And this is actually a same content as the original. This is actually the original 2003 DVD by Hit Entertainment. But it does have a Hit Entertainment logo, but I think mostly it's at the end of that. During the end, during the end of Percy's Chocolate Crunch. I did wrote Nick Jr. 2002 because it has the Hit Entertainment Nick Jr. logo at the end of Percy's Chocolate Crunch. Yeah. Really lucky to have this. And it's very horrifying to see that lady was screaming higher pitch when her reaction of the mouse. It's kind of feels like it's similar like a horror movie, but yeah, felt like I felt bad to that when I see it. I don't know, I almost cried, but I don't feel bad to when I saw it show. I didn't. I'm just gonna pretend I really don't like the scene, but I am kind of neutral to that scene though. So yeah. Yeah. But I remember that one episode when Gordon lost his tender during the accident, when he crashed. That's probably on that DVD. But it's not the first, that's not during the, it's only somewhere during the third episode part after Percy's Chocolate Crunch part. So yeah. Yep, finally have Percy's Chocolate Crunch. I did used to have Percy Saves the Day, so I will make a new copy of it. For some reason, I'd be able to make copies. I'm glad I got those regular DVDs, and yes, they do have the same stuff as the like on the regular DVDs, like the usual like the old Thomas DVDs do. But mine's are homemade copies. They're all homemade reprint copies. Like, I remember the first time I did it recently. I did his Best of James and Best of Percy last time. These are the 4 DVDs I made since July 17th, including the Meet Pingu. I do have a third Meet Pingu I just first... I do have the other one that says Meet Pingu on a homemade DVD, but it didn't even work when it burned. It failed. But now I had to try again with this. So, yep. Now I made 6 DVD copies I made recently. Well, I made 2 copies of Meet Pingu and 4 different Thomas DVDs that I made recently. So those are all the 4 Thomas DVDs I made recently. So yeah, this is actually this is the DVD I just burned recently. And I just download those video files off from Internet Archive because they do have Thomas real DVD files that were on Internet Archive, which is ISO files. That is, you guys. If you saw the ISO file, that means it's actually a real deal of a DVD rip thing. No wonder, because I guess someone probably upload the real DVD rips and upload these real deal DVDs onto Internet Archive. So yeah. Yeah, they could probably do that for some reason. I wish I could do that, but it would be very difficult. I just didn't want to do that stuff on Internet Archive. It'd be very it's too hard for me. It's too much. It's getting too much for me. So yeah. Soxy's Secrets, Races, Rescues, and Runaways, Make Someone Happy, Percy's Chocolate Crunch. Really happy to have those homemade DVDs. Well, I do already have the Meet Pingu on DVD which was from a 2011 DVD that came with a double-sided disc along with On Thin Ice. But I just made a new copy anyways, just in case. I might give one to someone else, but I think one I'm not keeping, but I'm just going to keep those DVDs for right now. So yeah. I will make more Thomas DVDs. I don't have it yet. I will burn, next time I'll burn a disc, I'll probably gonna have Percy Saves the Day on DVD. Which I remember watching Percy Saves the Day from when I was a kid. Which I remember watching Percy Saves the Day on DVD since my childhood. I remember watching when I was a kid. I think I remember mostly I paid attention the first time I watched Thomas. I remembered what on DVD was Percy Saves the Day. I remember it was a 2005 DVD. And I will have to download all from Internet Archive and put it onto a blank disc. And this is a DVD Monistar disc. DVD Plus R double layer. This is a DVD Plus R double layer discs. And this is a double layer disc copy, and this is the DVD Monistar disc copy. So those are all the homemade DVD updates that I showed you. What do you think? Finally got those other Thomas DVDs. Last time I did my Thomas DVD collection, I didn't show you one of the homemade discs. So yeah. And all the homemade DVDs I showed you were how I have the same stuff as the regular retail DVD. It doesn't have the fan-made contents. Doesn't have fan-made contents. Has the original. Has the real DVD contents that someone made, like usual copies, like the regular. It's not like a homemade copy. But it is a homemade burning copy. Like it's actually a homemade reprint copy I made actually. But still have the same stuff like the regular retail DVD, in case you were wondering. So yeah, those are the DVDs that I made. That I showed you. Those are the homemade DVDs updates. Pretty cool, huh? So, subscribe.